Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively have an affair on the set of It Ends With Us. Well, according to a woman named Gabrielle Hurst and a source that she has that worked on the set of It Ends With Us, they're revealing what went down.
Also featured in this documentary is Maya Schachter. She is a very experienced intimacy coordinator who did not work on It Ends With Us, but she brings a lot of first-hand knowledge and wisdom. And she said something that really got me thinking and resonated.
We need to talk about the symbolism in the Hollywood Reporter cover that is clearly referencing the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively lawsuit drama. This is insane. I have no idea how I feel about
The saga begin, and with the threat of future litigation, will it end up in court?
Hollywood, the realm of glitz, glamour, and hidden truths. Behind every red carpet smile and each award show speech lies a story begging to be uncovered. Some tales are heartwarming, others downright scandalous. And then there are those so jaw-dropping. They challenge everything you thought you knew. Today we're uncovering one of those stories.
Reading text messages between them that they each included in their respective lawsuits, this intimacy coordinator says, quote, "From reading their text messages, I do sense that at one point there was genuine affection between them and what felt like a friendship. In my experience, when an actor says, I don't need to meet the intimacy coordinator until we're shooting, as much as it hinders my process, it does typically indicate that they trust their scene partner. And those texts made me think that at one point, she did feel a lot of trust with him. And you know what? I actually agree with her. But we all know that quickly evaporated. Once the trust is broken, it's hard to get it back."
A secret affair, a rumored betrayal. Two of Hollywood's most adored stars entangled in whispers that could rock Tinseltown to its foundation. The affair? Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Yes, you heard that correctly. But how did it begin? Why did it happen? And what does this mean for their families, careers, and the very fabric of Hollywood itself? Let's pull back the curtain and uncover the truth.
Gives a number of different details on Reddit about what was witnessed on the set of It Ends With Us, starting with Justin Baldoni saying that he was in over his head from the very beginning. Apparently, production delays started on day one, which kind of checks out considering we know that Blake's hijacking of the wardrobe set them over budget and also caused delays. But apparently Justin Baldoni was a little too nice, couldn't make any decisive decisions, and gave other people too much power on the set of It Ends With Us, which is probably how Blake Lively came in and hijacked it. And as far as Blake Lively goes, apparently people were afraid of her, and when it came to approaching her trailer, it was like poking the hornet's nest. She allegedly got 2 sets of ADs fired and was actually worse than what her reputation preceded. Because we've heard for years that she's difficult to work with and she's a diva on the set, but apparently they're claiming, yes, that's all true, and then some. Which is why Baldoni would have to step in and kind of be the middleman because everybody else was actually afraid to approach her. But apparently he didn't have a strong enough backbone to really put her in her place, and he tried to appease her, which now makes sense why he kind of is talking to her like a kindergartner in the voice note that was leaked online. And then we had all the allegations about the toxic positivity workplace environment that he's created in the past.
Since the release last summer of her box office hit, It Ends With Us, Blake Lively has been dominating the gossip columns, as a reported rift with her co-star Justin Baldoni became increasingly public. Rumours and allegations followed, from sexual harassment and smear campaigns to bullying and creative sabotage. But rival lawsuits filed by the pair in recent weeks have fanned the flames, shedding new light on the covert warfare of celebrity PR in the process.
Before diving into the rumors, let's take a moment to get to know our two main players. First, there's Blake Lively, actress, fashion icon, and Hollywood's golden girl. Best known for her role in Gossip Girl and hit films like A Simple, Favor. Blake has earned a reputation for being effortlessly charming, incredibly talented, and above all, devoted to her husband, Ryan Reynolds. Their playful social media exchanges and picture-perfect romance have made them one of the most beloved couples in Hollywood. Then we have Justin Baldoni, famous for his portrayal of Rafael in Jane the Virgin. But Justin isn't just an actor. He's also a director, producer, and a passionate advocate for redefining masculinity. A Hollywood good guy, Justin is married to Emily Baldoni, with whom he shares 2 children. Together, they've often spoken about their strong commitment to each other and their family.
Flip side, Baldoni says Lively went too far by exerting control over the production, threatening to withhold promotion unless her demands were met. He also argues that she falsely portrayed their professional relationship to the public, tarnishing his reputation. And while Lively is suing Baldoni for sexual harassment, retaliation, and false slight invasion of privacy, among other claims, Baldoni is countering with a defamation and civil extortion lawsuit, claiming that Lively not only made false allegations against him, but weaponized them to force him into complying with her demands.
How do 2 seemingly perfect people end up caught in a tangled web of rumors and allegations? It's a question that sparks curiosity, especially when the individuals involved are Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, 2 stars with seemingly picture-perfect lives. What started as whispers behind closed doors soon made its way into the public eye, leaving Hollywood and fans alike questioning what really happened. That's where the story takes a turn.
Oh yeah, so when all of this happened, and these publicist names were kind of being dragged through the mud in the New York Times article, it almost saddened me because it felt like my profession was getting a bad rap and kind of misunderstood within all of this. And it made me nervous because Justin Baldoni's publicist in particular, everything that they did is exactly what I would have done had it been my client. So, to see them being dragged through the mud for that.
His lawsuit had way more receipts, never before heard information, full text messages. Hers had way less. He came through, he came prepared, and his lawyer said recently that there's even more receipts that he had.
The rumor first surfaced on a podcast featuring an anonymous Hollywood insider, someone who supposedly worked closely with both Blake and Justin on an upcoming project. According to this source, the chemistry between the 2 was undeniable, and what began as a professional relationship quickly escalated into something more. The insider revealed details of late-night rehearsals, secret text exchanges, and even business trips that seemed to have little to do with work. It was suggested that the pair had developed an intricate system to keep their affair under wraps, using everything from private jets to encrypted social media messages. As if things couldn't get more intense, rumors began circulating that their spouses, Ryan Reynolds and Emily Baldoni, might have known more than they were letting on.
Talk about Ryan Reynolds' involvement on set and how he would kind of just sit around and watch from the screening room, which they call Video Village, which they said that a lot of crew members were weirded out by. Because, whose husband just comes to watch his wife in intimate scenes on camera? It's just weird. And when it comes to the affair rumors, they claim they didn't see anything and were shocked when the New York Times article dropped because they don't ever remember a single instance where Justin Baldoni made someone feel uncomfortable. They claim that if anything, people would just walk all over Justin Baldoni because he was too nice, which makes sense when we have the text messages between Jamie Heath and the unnamed producer that claim that he's giving Blake too much control and they didn't want to give her access to the dailies. So it kind of seems like this production was doomed from the start.
With the insider's revelation now out in the open, Hollywood's rumor mill went into overdrive. Sources close to the couple, anonymously of course, claimed that their off-screen chemistry was an open secret on set.
You read into his lawsuit, it's really fascinating to see how there's 2 courts that are playing out right now, and both of them have a lot of significance in their life. If they lose in the real court, obviously they're going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars that are at stake, but also in the court of public opinion, hundreds of millions of dollars are at stake. And so this filing to dismiss is essentially him saying nah, boo-boo on the defamation claim, you can't touch me, because it's satire.
Some people who support Blake Lively online have tried to tell me that this is just normal behavior, and in fact, men do this all the time.
That's totally untrue. All of that to a studio or producer would be a little disconcerting. You kind of want people who want to do their job. You don't want an editor who wants to suddenly act.
Yeah.
Or an actor who wants...
One shocking claim surfaced, suggesting that Blake and Justin spent a week together at a secluded villa in Italy, supposedly for script discussions. A few photos of the lavish villa appeared online, but with no concrete proof linking the 2. Stars to the location, it remains yet another piece of speculation.
Baldoni has receipts. If that's the case, then why is the latest PR spin that actually the woman claiming Baldoni sexually harassed her is secretly in love with him? A textbook abuser's move. Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, was himself accused of sexual assault. While a student at UC Berkeley, Friedman and two of his frat brothers were escorting an intoxicated 17-year-old girl so she could join her boyfriend. She blacked out and never made it. She woke up at Friedman's frat house where Friedman and his two frat brothers took turns assaulting her. Friedman doesn't deny that the incident occurred, only that she had agreed, she had consented, and settled the lawsuit for $40,000 and no admission of liability.
Then came the cryptic Instagram posts. Some sharp-eyed fans noticed that Justin had liked and commented on old photos of Blake in ways that seemed, let's say, more affectionate than usual. Meanwhile, Blake had reportedly posted a now-deleted quote about love in unexpected places, which some interpreted as a subtle message. The internet quickly reacted with hashtags like Nar, Blake, and Justin affair and Hollywood scandal trending across social media. But amid all the chaos, some major Hollywood figures also weighed in.
She had a whole litany of allegations against him in her lawsuit, which he pretty much countered point by point in his lawsuit. Body shaming her. He has back problems and was asking his trainer for a guesstimate so that he could perform a stunt safely. He came into her trailer while she was pumping breast milk. He included a text message of her inviting him to rehearse lines in her trailer while she was pumping. He was making a big deal about her appearance. He got notes from the studio.
When rumors like these spread through Hollywood, you can always count on fellow celebrities to either fuel the fire or try to extinguish it. And this time was no exception. Chrissy Teigen, known for her unfiltered opinions, tweeted, "You all love a good scandal, don't you? Watch it turn out to be nothing but a bad game of telephone. But carry on, I'm entertained." Her words seemed to hint that the entire affair could be blown out of proportion, but not everyone shared her dismissive view.
Of the show, so she is a really big star that has got powerful allies and a huge online.
And she's always been seen as a bit of a golden girl as well.
Oh,
real
she has.
Aspirational figure.
Yeah, you can do no wrong. Blake Lively can do no wrong. People have always thought she's beautiful, she is wonderful, she's got these powerful friends, these allies.
These beautiful children, an amazing husband, the whole package.
Exactly, she is the whole package, and Hollywood has always seen her and her husband as the whole package.
In an interview promoting her latest film, Jennifer Lawrence was asked about Hollywood relationships and secrecy. Her response? "People think they know everything about celebrity relationships, but trust me, there's a lot that never makes it to the headlines. And sometimes the rumors are more real than you'd think."
Lively's complaint, she included as an exhibit a, quote, scenario planning document that she says was circulated amongst Baldoni and the defendants should she go public with her grievances about Baldoni. And that there was a part of that that read, again, this is what they would do, what they were going to plan to do if she came forward with her allegations. Quote, "Our team will collate a list of people who have publicly discussed their positive working experience with Justin. Examples include Brandon Sklenar." Now, of course, that scenario planning document doesn't really mean much right now, but it's interesting reading that they thought he would be on his side, because right now, it seems like he's siding with Blake Lively.
Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds, ever the master of humor, shared a cryptic meme of himself looking shocked, with the caption, "Me reading Twitter today." Fans quickly speculated that this was his subtle way of addressing the controversy.
There's 5 other claims. He's got extortion, he's got false light, and everything immediately falls apart there. But I'm saying even that was ill-advisable. I would not have said, quote unquote, hurt feelings and saying, like, they're basically bullying him again in the lawsuit. And I'm going, guys, that's not good. Don't do that. Like, this is not a great way to argue, especially because they've got you on this extortion. His argument is so weak. He's basically saying, well, I didn't receive any money. And it's like, buddy, extortion is a lot bigger than that. You made threats to go public with sexual harassment claims so that your wife could take over the movie, which you wrote scenes for. There's no wiggling out of this. Like, they have definitely met, I would say, the preliminary standard to go through until we get to some discovery. And my guess is when we get to that discovery, there's going to be a lot stronger defamation claims against Ryan Reynolds, because could you imagine the text messages between him and Hugh Jackman as they're putting together all of these scenes? I mean, it's going to get crazy.
As for Justin and Blake themselves, total silence. No denials, no clarifications, just business as usual. and that's only fueling the fire even more.
Very lonely job. I'll just be very candid. Because you are kind of at the top of this totem pole. In your moments of quiet, everybody has 1,000 questions for you, and also nobody wants to disturb you. And you don't really have many people to talk to, and you can't necessarily share your anxiety or your nervousness about something because you're also the leader. So it's a very strange place to be, let alone directing while trying to play a character who does the things that Ryle does in the movie. So there were moments in the filming of this where I would just have to leave. I'd have to remove myself and go and shake.
Whether this rumor turns out to be true or just another case of Hollywood gossip run wild, one thing is certain: Hollywood thrives on secrecy. From hidden affairs to NDA-covered scandals, the industry has always had a dark side. And when a story like this emerges, it shines a light on just how much happens behind the scenes.
Article, which is still up on the site but has some updates with some responses from Baldoni's lawyer, it lays out what Lively had to say in her complaint. Lively claimed that Baldoni discussed his sex life, that a production company executive showed her a video of his naked wife, that they both walked into her makeup trailer uninvited, sometimes while she was undressed or breastfeeding. She says Baldoni wanted to add more kiss and sex scenes, which she found gratuitous. She claims the studio had to bring in an intimacy coordinator to try to smooth things out and get the film back on track. Then she claimed once it was time to do press for the movie, a PR team that was hired by Baldoni and Wayfarer tried to make her look bad.
Take the case of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. What began as whispers on the Mr. and Mrs. Smith set turned into one of Hollywood's most infamous affairs. Then there's Kristen Stewart and Rupert Sanders, whose behind-the-scenes romance came at a great cost in the public eye. If history has taught us anything, it's that when rumors like these surface, there's often at least a sliver of truth. So the question remains, will this become the next big Hollywood revelation, or just another passing gossip headline?
Let's say that Blake Lively finally realized that she needed to capitulate in a big way, and so she gave Team Baldoni and Brian Friedman what they seem to be wanting, which is a full retraction. Let's say that she did that. Do you think that then her reputation and her career could be salvaged? If they walk it back, it could be salvaged in some way?
Well, I don't think it would be what it was, because this whole thing has just come off as like a very odd episode. You know, like you're the actor in the movie. Normally when you signed up to act in it, you didn't sign up to be the co-writer or anything like that. So the whole thing, and then like doing your own edit, like
you're talking about Blake Lively's behavior on this, basically.
Yeah, like that all of that to a studio or producer would be a little disconcerting.
Her lawyer said that the law prohibits weaponizing defamation lawsuits like this one to retaliate against individuals who have filed legal claims or have publicly spoken out about SH and retaliation. Anyway, so Blake Lively basically wanted to apply California law to her lawsuit in New York because that fits her better right now. And today, Justin Baldoni's lawyer reacted to this, and he said that stringent rules are put into place to protect the innocent and allow individuals to rightfully defend themselves. Laws are not meant to be twisted and curated by privileged elites to fit their own personal agenda. Why should Blake Lively now apply a law from another state just because it fits her right now?
So, where do we go from here? Will Blake and Justin address the rumors, or will they remain silent and let the storm blow over? With neither side issuing a statement, the speculation only continues to intensify.
Blake Lively's publicist, asked to be removed from lawsuit, defends actress against Justin Baldoni's claims. Publicist Leslie Sloan's attorney wrote in the filing that Blake Lively bravely spoke up about Baldoni's predatory behavior, right? And of course, Ryan Reynolds has doubled down, calling him a predator. Well, here's what the judge had to say. You know, they do this whole thing, we represent Leslie Sloan, and here's the reasons we think we should not have to be a part of this trial. The courts should have discretion to stay discovery pending decisions on a motion to dismiss. So what they're saying is, we don't want to give any discovery up if there's a possible motion to dismiss. Well, the judge says this: the motion for a stay of discovery is denied.
For Ryan Reynolds and Emily Baldoni, the stakes are high. Will they ignore the whispers, or will their marriages face the same public scrutiny that so many others have before them? One thing is certain: Hollywood is watching. But before we jump to conclusions, let's remember that rumors can ruin careers, families, and reputations. In an age where misinformation spreads like wildfire, it's up to us to separate fact from fiction.
Lively Baldoni thing was a huge mistake. This sort of thing worked in 2017 when no one was suing, but now you have to bring actual facts to a jury with cross-examination. I love this. That's a good way to wrap your Ferrari around a palm tree. Insisting that she not be deposed by Brian Friedman, Blake Lively insisting that, is just the cherry on top. Too late to walk it back now. Oh well, Baldoni could easily have $100 million in damages. So, is this still your estimation of things? Has Blake Lively made a terrible mistake? Has she wrapped her Ferrari around a palm tree?
Well, I do think the damages for Baldoni could be very considerable, definitely in the 100 million range or above that, which is obviously problematic.
What do you think? Just another Hollywood gossip-fueled frenzy? Or is there something real behind these claims? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. Until next time, stay curious and stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Remember, in Hollywood, the truth is often stranger than fiction. See you in the next one.